The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. Welcome to this edition of 2K Sports. Tonight we'll see Anaheim as they play against Portland. For Portland, this is a team they played pretty well.
We are live from Portland, Oregon for a Western Conference contest with the Trailblazers. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by the talented analyst tandem of Greg Anthony and Chris Webber. David Aldridge is on our sideline. They've lost their last 3 games, and guys, they like that streak to end tonight here.
Yeah, and Kevin, I haven't been able to quite figure out what the problem been for this group, but obviously neither have they, because the struggle is real. I know they're working hard to get things figured out, but no matter what road they've taken, it's led to a dead end.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. So for the Clippers right now, Jackson is out there with Gallinari. Then there's Pirtle. Then there's Doncic. And it's Gilgeous-Alexander in at point guard. And it's Gallinari missing. Covington against Gallinari. Fournier finds Harrell. Lillard, right side, buries the long-range jumper. Lillard's got his first 3 points of the game. Well, compared to the rest of the league, C-Web, both these teams play at a very deliberate pace, not up and down, but they're thoughtful in the way they attack.
Yeah, and we usually see this style of play more on the East Coast, and there's nothing wrong with taking time to run through the offense and make sure that you see every option. If you keep the ball moving, it can wear a team down on defense. Very rarely do you see a team play defense for the full 24 seconds of a shot clock.
Good perspective. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander following the basket by Evan Fournier. Back to Gallinari. Knocked away. Covington with the steal. With the floater, and he lays it up and in.
Adept at using his length on defense. That's Covington. I mean, the moment you're careless around him, he strikes.
Doncic kicks to Gallinari. And some very quick points for him on that possession.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
1:53 left in the first quarter. Outside Fournier. Now here's Harrell. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Shot clock at 6. Fournier's shot is off.
Not quite airtight defense right there, but his release was a little bit off on the jump.
Jackson has the open look. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Jackson's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, I had a chance to speak with Terry Stotts. He knows they have to dig in on defense. They're facing a really talented offense. He said if those guys get going, we're going to be on the wrong end of some long runs. We have to be disciplined, work together, and make those second, third, and fourth efforts on plays. Whatever it takes to get a stop. We'll see if they can get a win in this first matchup between the teams this year. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks as always, David. Well, they know what their toughest job is going to be today.
Yeah, Kevin, it's always hard to go up against a team that can light it up like this. You can't let them hit the ground running.
Yeah, easier to say than do. I mean, with the weapons they have, they force such tough matchups. It's hard to stay with them.
And Pirtle has a stick-with-it mentality on the offensive glass, just throwing himself against the board.
Now, here's Lillard. He had 15 points last outing. To the left wing. Just 5 on the clock. Goes back up. Gallinari with the rebound.
His percentage from the field is not very strong this quarter.
Pass to Doncic. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And he hits it to tie the game up.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wynn.
Well, this is just another case where being aggressive wins out.
For 3, Fournier. No good that time. It's all tied in Portland. And we'll be back shortly. The leadership mantle, something that Damian Lillard welcomed.
A lot of responsibility when things go.
Right on the money as always. Lillard has excelled in that leadership role.
Yeah, I mean, he plays with so much confidence and composure, but also it's the way he includes his teammates and gets to know them as individuals that makes him a franchise player.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And for Portland, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
I mean, an interesting first quarter. The pressure D seems to be causing a lot of turnover.
Well, that's what happens when you're aggressive on that end of the floor. They took a few chances and took control of the game.
And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. Gallinari is out there with Jackson. Then there's Doncic. Then there's Pirtle. And it's Gilgeous-Alexander in at the 1.
He creates so much offense. I mean, Lillard puts intense pressure on the defense to react.
Here's Jackson after the basket by Montrezl Harrell. Here's Doncic. No good off the back of the rim. Looking at the last game for Anaheim, it was a loss to the Los Angeles Lakers. Chris, you've played against the Blazers and in Portland so many times in your career. Explain the love the city has for this terrific team.
Well, Portland actually was my favorite arena to play in. I love the floor, the seats, the lighting there. I just love playing there. I mean, the city lives and dies with the Blazers. They have crazy, die-hard fans there in Rip City. I mean, very few teams have a devoted fan base as the Blazers do.
Here's Doncic after the basket by Willie Cauley-Stein. Shoots from 12. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Doncic has got his first bucket of the night. And here's Fournier. He brings it up for the Portland Trail Blazers. And this is the first season matchup for them against this Anaheim team.
And looking back to last season, they won this season series as you'd expect.
And we'll see what, or if anything has changed this year. Maybe it's still a matchup of the haves and have-nots. Or maybe the playing field's a little more even. He had 1 3-pointer in the first, but still searching for that second.
Doncic, no good. The Trailblazers have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Now the pass to Lillard. It's blocked. Second chance effort.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
The Trailblazers shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. NBA offenses have always been complex, and they always are evolving. But C-Web, the movement and precision now seems to be at another level. Would you agree?
You know what, Kev, I disagree a little bit with that. You know, having played in different teams with some complex offenses, it's still all the basics. You still have the old flex offense, and that's nothing but what Utah, Karl Malone, and John Stockton used some 20 years ago. You still have triangle principles, which is what Jordan and Pippen used some 20, 25 years ago. And if you really want to go back to the Bob Cousy days when he played with Bill Russell, you still have a lot of throwing it into the post and cutting off of it. I think the players have evolved and the players' skill sets are better. But as far as offensive sets, I don't see that much has changed, except how do you execute them, and can you execute them with having the right position players with the correct skill set on the floor at the time that you're calling the play.
I love your honest appraisal.
Has the vertical needed to dunk it. Doncic showing off the power and flair that he possesses.
Inside, and Harrell slams it in.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. Now, here's Doncic. He's guarded close. Nice D from Fournier.
Allowing no space for the shooter to get comfortable. Just terrific defense.
Yeah, that won't go on the stat sheet. Close to getting the block, but really it had the same effect.
Now, here's Doncic. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Out left to the wing. Back to Jackson. Pass to Doncic. Clock at 6. Takes a shot at the elbow. Jump shot is good. Doncic has got 6.
And he's capable of scoring from anywhere, really. Doncic has a strong grasp here of the mid-range.
For three, Fournier. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Lillard's got his 4th assist in this one. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game. So thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, it's good. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. Nothing seemed to give way on either side of the scoring column as they wrapped up the period all knotted up. If you look at the second quarter scoring, they had a small edge. They really hung tough as we got close to halftime. That about...
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Nice game, great performance by Evan Fournier.
And when everyone's keying on you, you have a choice. Become passive or just work that much harder. He consistently chooses the latter.
Well, that's the mentality of a true competitor. Some guys shrink in the face of a challenge. For him, it's what he plays for.
Montrezl Harrell is out there with Willie Cauley-Stein. Then it's Damian Lillard. Then it's Robert Covington. And it's Fournier in at the 2. That's the group on the floor for Portland.
And watching Robert Covington and how he plays out there, great 3-and-D guy, the ultimate role player on a team, and he just gels well with his teammates and doesn't force shots.
Now here's Fournier, 7 points in the game. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He kicks it to Doncic. The teardrop falls in. Doncic has got the first points of the second half here for Anaheim. Portland trailing here. And Greg with Covington, he makes a point with his game to take what the defense gives him.
And sometimes that means Covington will go nights where he shoots very little. He's okay with that. He's focused on efficiency and making the best decision for the team. Only cares about wins and a true team player.
When you think of Cauley-Stein, the word length comes to mind. A huge target on offense and a tenacious shot blocker and rebounder on the defensive end.
Now here's Jackson over Harrell, and too long on the shot. Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. Fournier passes to Covington. Fournier with the ball. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Kicks it to Lillard. And another 3 for Portland.
And Lillard is always going to be aggressive on offense as he looks to catch the defense off guard.
And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Takes the 13-footer, and it's Gallinari missing. Trailblazers leading by 5. Covington finds Harrell, and Harrell slams it in.
And terrific floor awareness. I mean, it's obvious Covington has a great feel for when his teammates are wide open.
Gallinari outside to stop the run. And another miss by Anaheim.
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
I'd love to hear his explanation of coach right there. I mean, that should be an interesting conversation.
Now, here's Fournier. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game. And it's Lillard missing. And so it's Gallinari with it. He'll bring it up for Anaheim. We've got 1:08 left in the third. Outside Jackson. And another miss by Anaheim. Portland's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Lillard outside. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Anaheim trails by 7. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Here's Jackson. Got a hand on it.
It's been a really tough quarter for him. I mean, he cannot get his shots to drop.
Lillard outside. Fournier with the ball. He's picked up by Doncic. outside Fournier. Sinks the three-pointer. Fournier's got 10 points in the game.
Three-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
Now Doncic. He's got 8. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. They could use a bucket. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's the Portland Trail Blazers going into the break with a 10-point lead. Their defense.
Hey, good job defensively.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. Portland leading by 10. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. Doncic out there with Gilgeous-Alexander. And there's Jackson. Then there's Pirtle. And it's Gallinari in at the small forward position. Lays it up off the glass. 10 points for Montrezl Harrell. We know the guys who can fill it up are in high demand. A lot of guys, Chris, in this game with instant offense.
Oh, yeah, think about Eric Gordon, sixth man of the year, but can let it fly at any time. Of course, Steph Curry, the great Steph Curry.
Lou Williams, right?
Lou Williams. I got to go to my man, Jamal Crawford. You know, he's getting up there, but Benjamin Button is still. Jay crossover, and he's letting it fly. And these are all guys I give it to him and say, I don't care how, just go get me a bucket.
Covington somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Covington's got the lead up to 12 now for the Trailblazers. Timeout called, Anaheim.
And he's been trying to do it all himself, and it's not working. Instead of forcing shots, you got to focus on moving the ball and keeping everybody involved.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, during the last break, I heard Doc Rivers talking with his team. He said, fellas, I know you're tired, but you can't coast now. You've got to go harder. This game is in sight. We got to power through and get it. Words from a champion. Back to you.
Jackson from long range. That one, no good. And it's Portland the other way.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Anaheim trails by 12. Passes it to Doncic. Shoots over Fournier. Misses off the left iron. For Portland, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Cauley-Stein with it. Guarded now by Jackson. The shot by Cauley-Stein, no good. The Clippers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Here's Doncic. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And certainly not lacking in confidence. When Doncic gets these inside looks, he just jumps all over.
Lillard up top. It's Covington on the wing. Back to Lillard. From the arc. Drops in the tray.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Yeah, they've been tremendous from beyond the arc. It's a shift from what they did in the first 2 quarters.
Doncic, no good. Portland leading by 13. There's the pass to Covington. Gallinari with the rebound. And for Anaheim, they're shooting at 36%. They really seem out of sync offensively. And he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
Such a strong finisher for a floor general.
He was up high, and he came down hard. Exquisitely done.
Can you say poster? Those are some impressive ups. Way to go, Bert.
Fournier to the inside. And it's Harrell missing.
Some tough D in the paint. Getting between him and the bucket and stopping the easy deuce.
And Gallinari kicks to Pirtle. Some nice ball movement by Anaheim. Here's Doncic. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. They're this close to putting it away.
Yeah, they don't need to do anything special. Just take time off the clock.
Lillard looking around. Down low, Cauley-Stein. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. And the Trailblazers lead by 13. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Here's Doncic. Cauley Stein grabs the board.
And out of rhythm offensively, but he continues to work at it.
I mean, truth is, if you play long enough, sometimes you're going to have a bad quarter, even a bad game. I doubt that this shakes his confidence.
And here's Fournier. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now.